Unlimited power, harnessing nonlinear dynamics for free energy. The nonlinear dynamics of imaginary power has no entropy. Unlimited energy from a finite input is the result. Copyright the 22nd of November 2024 by Vinyasi. Table of contents. Opening statement, second opening statement. The purpose of this book. Synopsis and conclusion constituting a sneak peek, a spoiler. Introduction. Textual hints. Suggestion. Part 1. Groping for the science behind free energy. Free energy from imaginary power. Electrical reactance under low voltage conditions. Negative impedance under low voltage conditions. What are some practical applications of reactive power? How can a circuit invoke the benefits of Foster's reactance theorem? Do higher frequencies effectively short a circuit? Why would carbon dust short out a gas discharge tube? What is the difference between a scientific law and a mathematical relationship? Is there a difference between a scientific law and a statistical relationship? Part 2. The social implications of free energy. Energy versus money. Self-interest versus selfless service includes energy versus money. Part 3. There is no new thing under the sun. Bankers are emulating nature whenever they create money out of thin air. If banks can create fiat currency, then so can electrical engineers create free current. Conservation of energy is only relevant for systems which do not vary their reference for time. What is nonlinear dynamics? And what is chaos theory? Can you provide an example of a chaotic system? What is a pumping frequency versus a signal frequency in nonlinear dynamics? What does stiffness and damping refer to? Second attempt to ask AI. What does stiffness and damping refer to? Reactance has a greater influence over the output than does the amplitude of input. It stands to reason that the use of capacitive reactance fails to spend capacitance. What if there is no significant amplitude of input? Can you provide an example of a system where reactive power dominates? What are some challenges in managing reactive power on a large scale? Part 4. Additional challenges to conventional thought. Capacitance cannot be spent while it is spawning capacitive reactance. Energy is not that important under conditions of nonlinear dynamics. Could current be an artistry of fiction for the sake of convenience? Conservation of energy has nothing to do with the potentialities of reactance. Can reactive components react to their reactive impedance in a self-feedback loop? Thus, entropy can only affect kinetic amplitude. It cannot affect reactive potentials. Can reactance alter the accurate perception and measurement of kinetic energy? So could the expression known as free energy be an oversimplification? Part 5. Let's see what the AI over at Google has to say about. Please explain nonlinear dynamics. Part 6. Exponential growth rates. The dielectric constant versus the refractive index. Can you explain exponential rates of accumulation under nonlinear dynamics? Can you please explain how a resonant frequency can produce exponential growth? Is there any practical application for resonance? Can you explain the exponential growth rates of base 10 within electronic simulators? Part 7. No more contention or controversy. Free energy is a scientific reality. What sort of wave is not a continuous wave? Can power factor correction synchronize the phases of electricity? Can power factor correction synchronize the phases of a discrete signal? Why would resistors synchronize the disparate phases of a discrete signal? Efficiency is not relevant to any circuit which has no limitation of reactive power. If free energy were properly understood, then there would be no opposition to its use. Tell me more about the concept of free energy. How does zero-point energy relate to quantum mechanics? What is vacuum energy in physics? Compare the vacuum field of energy with the valence electrons of a copper atom. What other properties of copper affect its electrical conductivity? What are some practical applications of high-conductivity copper? General relativity permits a difference of perspective between energy and its observer. Part 8. What is instability? Does this possess a hidden message implying free energy? Unlimited power is unstable. Unlimited power is unstable because it grows at exponential rates of acceleration. If unchecked growth rates periodically collapse, then is this similar to a strobe lantern? And if the frequency of periodic collapse is fast enough, then we may not notice it? Appendix. A. Always-on spark gap. B. Theory of compensation. C. Oops. How I mistakenly simulated false over-unity circuits on 32-bit computers. D. What is GitHub Copilot? E. Afterwards. F. What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. G. Goo Goo Dolls. H. The pendulum lever of Veljko Milkovich. I. The cosmic atmospheric generator of the Amon brothers.